Want to talk about what? They have cases? Oh, yeah, no. That's not how any of that works. These are 24 RP 03354 A and B, City of Romulus versus William Fridge. If you come up to this podium in the middle and state your name for me, please.
William Fridge.
Mr. Fridge, the court has received from the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, a signed agreement that you will be tendering a plea of responsible to the A file, which is inoperable vehicle, and the B file, violation of the vehicle parking ordinance, will be dismissed. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
That's how you wish to proceed.
Yes.
The court accepts your plea of responsible to the A file, inoperable vehicle, and will assess a fine of $180 and dismiss the B file vehicle parking. Do you need more than 5 days to pay the $180?
Actually, I can pay it this next Friday if that's possible.
So I'll say 14 days, but come in next Friday, okay?
Okay.
Anything else this morning?
No, ma'am.
That concludes this matter. You're free to go. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Manarino.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
I am super. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just waiting on people to show up for me. Everybody here is for Romulus so far.
Good morning, Mr. Greco. How are you, sir?
Very good.
I am super. Thank you. Thank you. Is it Gerald?
Yes.
Would you come forward, please? This is 24 RP 0199110N, City of Romulus versus Richard Gerald. Will you come to this podium, state your name for me, please?
Richard Gerald.
Thank you, sir. Today is the day and time scheduled for pre-hearing in this matter. The court has received from the prosecutor a signed agreement indicating that you will plead responsible to on-camp premises, pay a fine of $100. Was that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's how you wish to resolve this matter?
Yeah. Yes.
The court accepts your plea of responsible to the on-camp premises, will assess the fine of $100. The court is able to apply the bond that you've previously posted. The balance of it will be refunded to you. Anything else?
No, ma'am. That's it.
That concludes this matter. You have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I just go down the?
Nope, they'll mail it to you. Yes, sir. You're good. Have a good day. Thank you. These are 24 RP 03349 A, B, and C. These are City of Romulus versus Diane Parker. These cases were scheduled for 8:50 a.m. The court received notice from the defendant yesterday afternoon June the 26th at 12:45 PM, indicating that she was unavailable on an emergency basis. The court will find good cause and adjourn these matters over to July the 25th, 2024 at 9 AM. That will be back in person in courtroom number 1. That information was relayed to the defendant this morning. Thank you. Good morning. Yes, please. Absolutely, not the bench, the podium.
The podium.
You're good. These are 24R008358, A, B, and C.
He know better too.
He does.
I
Yes.
need to tell us back.
These are City of Romulus versus Errol Gaddies.
Yes,
State your name for me, sir.
Arrow Gaddies.
Thank you, Mr. Gaddies. Today is a day and time scheduled for an adjourned hearing in this matter. The court has received a signed agreement between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that all 3 of these matters are to be dismissed. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
These cases are hereby dismissed. Is there anything else this morning, sir?
There's some work on the property that still needs to be done. I'm not sure if I need to get like an extension on the amount of time I need to get it done. But if I need to, I'm not sure if I do that through you, or if I need to go to.
You don't do that through the court. You do that through City Hall. And I know
Okay.
that the issue before was that you had a note from the ordinance department granting your extension, and there
Mhm.
was some miscommunication
Yes.
with the citation being issued.
Yeah.
Your cases here are done, so I would suggest you follow up with whoever you were previously in communication with at the building department.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope. Sounds like we're good.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you. I remember them from the last time they were here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I was gonna say, if you have other stuff, if you want to just leave it running,
It's running and, but I have an alternate in here.
okay,
I'll come out and.
I'll work on base. I'll let you know if anything comes in.
Okay.
Thanks. Good morning. What are you here for, please?
I was just here for my friend Deborah Lemke to listen in.
That case has not yet been called, so if you want to mute yourself, you're free to stay there.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I will do that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mhm.
What's going on? Oh, maybe not. Is it busy in the hallway?
No. Maybe 10 people.
Is there another docket?
No. There is one, but it's Zoom.
I think that's it. Okay. Maybe they'll put more stuff in the queue. Oh, yeah.
And my dog was so happy to see me yesterday when I went.
When you fi-
Because I told the girls, she says.
Morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Good morning. How are you? Did the prosecutor send you in with a piece of paper? Thank you. Ms. Parker, I thought you wanted these cases adjourned.
Pardon?
I thought you wanted these cases adjourned.
I was, but I didn't get no message back, so I didn't know if I had to be or not, and I didn't want to go joke not showing up, so I told up.
I thought that they called you this morning, Ms. Parker's cases.
No.
There was an email that came yesterday. We were in session until after 5 o'clock. I just saw the request at 8:10 this morning and I adjourned the cases, but if you resolve them with Mr. Greco, this is a recall of 24 RP 03349 A, B, and C. These are City of Romulus versus Diane Parker. Would you state your name for me, please?
Diane Parker.
Ms. Parker, the court had previously called these cases and has just indicated adjourn the matters over. You've appeared this morning and have a signed agreement with the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, that indicates that you'll be pleading responsible to the A file, which is the inoperable vehicle, paying a fine of $180 with a payment plan, and that the BNC files, the noxious weed and inoperable vehicle cases would be dismissed. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
The court accepts the agreement of the parties will dismiss the B and C files, will find you responsible in the A file and assess a fine of $180. Before you leave the building, you may stop downstairs and speak to the cashiers. They can put a payment plan in place for the $180, okay?
Thank you.
Anything else this morning? Thank you for coming in. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Thank you. To the person on the phone, what is your name, please?
Sorry, I think you're talking to me. It's Gerald Hart.
Did you say Hart?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am.
Mr. Hart, you're supposed to be here in person.
I had requested an adjournment and they had the meeting here.
I'm sorry?
I had requested an adjournment and they gave me the meeting here.
You requested an adjournment last month. It was adjourned from May the 23rd to this morning at 9:30 for you to be here in person.
Yes, I received another email. I had I'm an over the road truck driver and I wasn't able to get back. And they gave me the Zoom meeting for today.
Mr. Hart, we need to get you moved in to speak with the prosecutor from Van Buren Township. Give us just one moment, sir.
Sure, thank you.
Did you set up rooms? in Zoom? Why can't I see them? Oh, that's not a good sign. No,
I thought I'd given a lesson about, we're just talking about zoning.
no, we're fine. There's nothing else ready. Are you done with Ms. Lemke?
We are, I just want to put it's an adjournment, but we did want to get a couple things in the record.
These are 24 RP 03198A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Deborah Lemke.
Yes, ma'am.
Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of Ms. Deborah Lemke. Ms. Lemke, please state your name for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. My name is Deborah Lemke.
Thank you, Ms. Lemke. Just so you know, your friend Dana is here watching, or friend, associate, whatever, is here listening.
Okay.
Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I had an opportunity to meet with both Ms. Lemke and speak with the city as well as their zoning enforcement officers. We're going to be asking for an adjournment. The only reason really we wanted to go on the record today was to make note that there has been a stipulation to the adjournment that no new dogs at the dog rescue are to be acquired during the pendency of this case.
Are we adjourning the arraignment in pretrial in its entirety?
We are,
Okay.
Your Honor. We're gonna, yeah, I mean, we can waive the formal reading and do it now if you'd like, if it's easier, but
It's not a question of ease, it's how do you want to proceed?
I think we just adjourn the whole thing out, right?
Okay,
If people have that position, yeah. Ms. Lemke is certainly not a flight risk. Looks forward to getting this.
Jesus. We just need a new date, July the 25th at. Are you taking or are you adding? I'm giving you. Thank you. Mary Ann is in a breakout room with someone else. As soon as she comes out, we'll get a time. Was there anything else other than the no new dogs, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, other than, I mean, just to continue her efforts to try to home the dog she has, but I don't think that's really a condition of the adjournment.
Mary Ann, I need a time on the 25th of July for the adjournment of the Lemke matters, please.
I'm sorry, you need to attend on.
July 25th to adjourn the Lemke matters.
9:20.
9:20, back here in person in courtroom number 1. Is there anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you. for
Thank
your time
you.
today.
No worries. Mr. Greco, was there something you needed in this matter or is it something else you have?
Something else.
Absolutely. You're welcome, ma'am. Have a good day.
Al. Says A here, so I assume that's.
Simple, eh?
Al, it's A-L.
Oh,
hyphen T-H.
A-L.
Oh, yeah. Al.
That's all I have.
Oh, they don't. If he owes money, they would have put like,
Usually, I can't say always.
then I'm gonna.
It's all that we have on our
Right.
docket.
And I don't.
Not pretending you don't know. I'm sorry? She did, but she should be back today. They did deliberated and rendered a decision. Have you actually served on a jury before? Uh-huh. Never? Never been picked or never been called?
Never been picked. I don't want to say all of them, since I was. Still got 2.5 more years. so I
Hush.
jinx myself. Get picked. No, I actually only been called one time, no, twice here. One time, sir.
Really?
That's it.
I've never been called to district court. I've been called to circuit court 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
There's people that get called every year to circuit court.
I tell people, I've always been a Michigan resident, even when I was temporarily away. I got called as a freshman in college and had to get a letter to explain why I could not physically come to Michigan to hear a case. Then I got called and kept as a young attorney. I've been maybe out of school 2 years and got not stuck. I was on a jury for 3 days.
Somebody, either defense or the prosecution, decided that you would be tell them that the police were wrong or explain to them that
It was the complete opposite. They picked as the foreperson the husband of a person who worked at the title company because they thought that that person would have some special information or insight on this criminal case. And it was another time where it was a visiting judge, somebody I had practiced in front of before, but me in regular clothes, not in a suit. He couldn't picture, he's like, I know you, I just don't know where from. And the defense attorney who wanted to thank and excuse me because we used to date, I said, sir, not only did we not used to date, we only worked in the same building. You saw me in the elevator. Other than hello, we know. This is 24VB0176 A and B. This is Van Buren Township versus Gerald Lee Hart. May I have your names for the record, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Mandarin on behalf of the people.
Mr. Hart,
Yes, ma'am.
would you put your face on the video, please, and state your name for me?
Gerald Lee Hart.
Thank you. Thank you. Today is the day and time scheduled for the arraignment, pretrial, and pre-hearing in this matter. Ms. Manarino, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I tendered an offer to Mr. Hart wherein if he pleads responsible to the civil infraction, the misdemeanor would be dismissed. Mr. Hart indicated that he can have the ordinance violations rectified within 30 days.
So responsible to the B file or an adjournment with time, you said rectify within 30 days, that suggests
Yes,
to me.
Your Honor, so responsible to the blight, dismiss the misdemeanor for the property maintenance and the property to be cleaned up within 30 days.
Thank you. Mr. Hart, were you able to hear Ms. Manarino just now?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's your understanding and agreement that you will plead responsible to the B file, which is the blight on property. You pay a fine of $180 with the condition that the property be cleaned up within the next 30 days, and the misdemeanor file will be dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor. Could I ask for the 180 to be waived? Our home was hit by the tornado that came through last year, and I've been steadily working at cleaning it up and working with the insurance. And they're not working with me. They actually denied the claim. We have 9 children in that home, and it's been everything I can do to keep that home. I know I'm sure you understand as far as groceries go and different bills. I just don't have extra money. I'm actually at work right now. That's why I had it through the Zoom, because I was in Oregon. I got stuck. I couldn't get back over. I had to go back over the road just to try to keep our house. And that's why, other than that, I would already have it's a few, I've got 90% of it all cleaned up. There's still some branches in the ditch. That was the hard part. And that's what I'm still working on. But I had 3 major trees fall down. Our house was the one that was on the news that when the tornado came through, it hit our yard, but it missed the house. So the insurance won't help us because nothing hit the house. If that makes sense.
It makes sense, Mr. Hart. This court is not in a position to do that. And before we go any further, you're representing yourself, so you might not be aware. I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure as you're asking, as Van Buren Township is the agency that issued the citation in these matters. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department or the Ordinance Department. He doesn't know anything about this case. Are you still prepared to proceed this morning with me?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hart, it would be the prosecution who would indicate some agreement as to leniency in this matter. The notation on the citation is that these branches had not been removed from the yard and ditch within the time frame required. Typically, if a party is moving towards compliance between the issuing of the citation and the hearing date, the prosecution will let the court know. Ms. Manarino, do you take any position?
In regards to fines and costs, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, given the length of time that this matter's been going on, I am not in a position to agree to a lesser amount. However, if Mr. Hart wanted to perform some community service or whatever programs the court has available to work off the fines in another manner, I think that would certainly be fine.
Well, Mr. Hart, inasmuch as you've indicated that you're working to clean the property, Ms. Manarino has indicated no objection to fines, to community service in lieu of fines and costs. Are you in a position to do community service?
I don't even know what community service would be nowadays. I have 9 children. We have 9 children living in the home. I don't even know what would community service even be. I surely don't have any free time. We have 9 children all the way down to 11 months old. So no, I don't believe I have time for that. I think the children is community service at this point.
Mr. Hart, I understand, I respect your position, and when Ms. Manarino raised the issue of community service, you had already indicated the number of children, the fact that you're an over-the-road truck driver and that you're out of state. This court will not waive the fines and costs, but I will reduce it by a fraction. The fine and cost typical for blight on property is $180. The court will reduce it to $130. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Responsible to the blight, the misdemeanor is dismissed, $130 within the next 5 days and 30 days to clean the property. To finish removing the trees and limbs in the ditch and in the yard. And if you haven't done that, please understand that the township could reissue or issue new citations for failing to remove the debris.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hart?
No, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
You too. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is 23 RP 06634AOM. I'm sorry, Mr. Hart, you're free to go, sir. Have a good day. If you don't know how, I can put you out.
As far as the paying the fine, who do I contact? The court?
You contact the court. You can go onto the court's website, MI 34th District Court .com, and you can submit your payment that way. You can have somebody bring it into the court, or you can mail it into the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. This is 23 RP 06634A. This is City of Romulus versus Mohammed Al-Dhahawi. Good morning.
Morning,
State your name for me, please.
Mohammed Al-Dhahawi.
Sir, this case is scheduled for show cause this morning based on your prior failures to appear. What is the basis for your failure to appear?
The first court date, I didn't get the letter. I didn't see it. I got it, but I didn't see it. And then I came and posted a bond, and they gave me a Zoom meeting, and I just missed it. Not intentionally, I just forgot about it.
Sir, were you offered the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney this morning?
Yeah, they offered me the opportunity.
And you waived that right?
Yeah, I spoke to the prosecutor.
Okay. The court has received from the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, a signed agreement indicating that you have 30 days to get the equipment, boats, trucks off of the property or more tickets may be issued. That you will plead responsible. Nope, I'm sorry.
That's what it's for.
Exactly. I was like, this is not, that doesn't match this file. Let's try this again. That he will add a count to civil infraction unkempt premises. You'll plead responsible and pay a fine of $180. The misdemeanor unkempt premises would be dismissed and you will clean up the property at 9338 Harrison or more tickets will be issued. Was that your understanding?
Yes,
And that's how you wish to resolve this case?
yes,
The court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count, civil infraction, unkempt premises will dismiss the misdemeanor case. Mr. Greco agreed to $180. The court notes that there are $100 in bench warrant fees that the court is unable to waive, so the total due would be $280. The court is able to apply the bond that you previously posted, which would leave a balance due of $130. Do you need more than more than 5 days to pay the balance?
no,
5 days to pay the balance. Anything else this morning, sir?
that'll be all.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. I can pay that today too.
If you're able, give us maybe, and your information will be downstairs. You'll let the clerks know that's why you're there. Thank you. Two four RP 03348 A, B, and C. These are City of Romulus versus Jafar Asari. State your name for me, please.
Jafar Asari.
Mr. Asari, today is the day and time scheduled for pre-hearings in these matters. The court has received an agreement that you signed with the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that you will plead responsible to the A file, which is inoperable vehicles on property. The B and C files would be dismissed. That a fine of $180 would be applied. And that you had 30 days to get the equipment, boats, trucks off of the property or more tickets may be issued. Was that your understanding?
Yes,
And that's how you wish to resolve this matter?
yes,
The court accepts your plea of responsible to the A file, will impose the fine of $180. The other two matters are dismissed. Do you need more than 5 days to pay the $180?
yeah. Uh, 5 days is okay.
5 days is okay. 5 days to pay in the A file, the B and C file have been dismissed. Is there anything else, sir?
No, thanks.
Thank you. That concludes this matter. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I need to pay under the
Yes,
All right, thank you.
thank you. These are 24 VB 01394 A and B, Van Buren Township versus Kelly Syracuse. Would you please come up to this podium in the middle? And state your name for the record.
Kelly Slisher.
Thank you,
Otherwise, and
Sisher.
Again, this is Sher.
Thank you, Sisher. Ma'am, these cases were scheduled for pre-hearing this morning. The court has received a signed agreement between yourself and the prosecutor, Ms. Manarino, indicating that the unlicensed domestic animal case, which is the B file, would be dismissed, and the A file, which is animal at large, would be scheduled for informal hearing with the issuing officer. Was that your understanding? You have to say it.
Yes, ma'am.
She's recording, that's why. The court will dismiss the B file, set the A file for informal hearing. We don't set those. The informal hearing would not be in this courtroom, so she's just trying to get a date for you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, I didn't get a notice. That's fine.
The McBride address is still a good address.
Yes, sir.
Notice will be sent in the mail to you. Is there anything else this morning?
No, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Hi. I'm doing, I just did it. Literally, I just did that like 2 seconds ago. Okay. Correct. question. Why do you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah, I'm on my way back too, just a moment. I'm sorry,
14, okay.
what's going on?
It's all around. Lady just came up and said, hey, you crossed my name off, you never called me in.
I don't understand. How much longer do you have your little visitors?
I'm sorry.
How much longer do you have your little visitors?
Oh, well, actually, we're at their house, so. But we have until Sunday night, which will be 11 days.
Out of your house?
Yeah.
I guess that's better for them.
Better for us too, kind of, because we don't have a fenced in yard, so I'd have to walk the dog. And I wouldn't mind it, but it's much easier to be at their house.
It's a good thing you're available for them.
No, you're right. You know, what's a funny thing is that my son said, oh, you're gonna have Genevieve and Frank for 11 days. Well, we could use a babysitter last Saturday night and this Saturday night coming up because we have a wedding to go to. So we're gonna be adding a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
One? Does it feel fast to you?
Joan's the one that gets the brunt of it. She's the one she wore out. I
Aw,
get to come to work. She says, I will never again do 11 days. It's just too much on us, especially when we're not at home. You know?
mm-hmm. Add 2 more kids to the mix. I can't believe it.
And we always think, why don't you ask the other parents? But we don't say it, you know.
They don't ask?
No.
Really?
Well, her dad, Nicole's dad is single, and he's you know, he owns restaurants and bars, and he leaves town every week to go somewhere different. You know, he's living the good life, so
Mhm.
he's not gonna babysit. And then her mom, she's sometimes out bizarro world, so they're not gonna let her have the kids overnight.
Some of my best memories are being at my grandparents'
Oh,
house
yeah.
over the weekend because we would be there until the afternoon on Sunday when like the Dagwood live action Blondie would come on. Columbo,
Oh, yeah.
Macmillan and Wife.
Yeah.
They had a a bedroom just for us with twin beds in it with matching rainbow sheets, rainbow comforters, and the room was a lavender. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. My grandfather building stuff for us in the basement and being able to be underfoot in the kitchen, and
That's where we
I
were.
loved it.
Every Friday afternoon, we went to our grandparents' house.
Mhm.
And I mean, it doesn't seem like they ever cared. I mean, we went, they had a motorhome, they took us camping. We did everything.
We were there's the three of us, and we had one more cousin in town. The rest of the grandkids were out of state. So we were
Mhm.
like the apples of their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I loved being over there. We could be helpers in the kitchen, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember spending 11 days with them, but it would just be, 2, 3, 4 days here and there. But I loved it. I have their picture on my desk right now. When I look at the picture in their family room, I can smell what that carpet smelled like. And I remember where we used to sit as kids and things like that.
Yeah, those are good memories.
Thank you. And them together. They'll remember that. They'll think about that, the four of them all being able to be together. Miss Bailey, would you come forward to this podium in the middle for me, please? This is 24RP 03116, City of Romulus versus Destiny Bailey. State your name for me.
Destiny Bailey.
Miss Bailey, today is the day and time scheduled for your pre-hearing. The court has received a signed agreement between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that you will plead responsible to the inoperable vehicle. I'm sorry, Mary Ann. Responsible to the inoperable vehicle, pay a fine of $100, and that would resolve the case. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of responsible. Will assess the fine of $100. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No, I can pay it.
Give Mary Ann, my secretary, maybe
Couple minutes.
couple minutes. The file will be downstairs and the clerks will be able to take payment. Is there anything else this morning?
No, thank you.
Thank you. That concludes this case. You have a great day. Thank you.
Good thing you said something. You still didn't say that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yes, Destiny Bailey. Oh, jeez. We're talking about fun times at grandpa's house.
Aw.
I was telling Ken, I have that picture on my desk from grandpa's house.
Uh-huh.
And I can remember exactly what that room smells like. They had this green shag carpet. They had my grandfather was a contractor, so he had built on an addition on the back. And I remember being in that space on those couches.
How crazy is it that you just can, because I can too, I can smell like my grandparents' house in a good way, not in a bad.
And he was still there when I was in law school. And I remember coming home and going there. And I still drive by that house from time to time, and it was on the market a couple of years ago.
Aw.
I tried to convince my husband that we needed a house in Detroit. So, yeah.
Yeah, them are the good old days.
Yeah, they sure
We used
were.
to look forward to getting out of school Friday afternoon and away we went.
Oh, yeah.
And we spent the whole weekend because my grandpa was he worked for all the big road companies that we built freeways and stuff. He was a mechanic. So he'd take us every Saturday. We spent a whole day with him on the job site.
On the big equipment,
Well, yeah,
running all
it
over it.
was fun.
But you figure your grands will tell the story someday. No rules at Grandma and Papa's house. And the baby sneak with the phone. Was it is it a watch or is it actual
Watch.
phone? Okay. Sneaking and calling grandma.
Yeah,
I think that's funny.
they can't take it upstairs.
Really?
Yeah, the charger for it, the phone charger, that thing is downstairs.
If they'd be on and.
Yeah, well, Genevieve, she won't even allow Frank to look at it, but he don't care. He doesn't want anything to do with it, but she'll call grandma 10 times.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
No, no, I cannot.
Yeah, that's right, yesterday I said, are you excited about Mom and Dad coming home Sunday? I said, well, kinda. He says, it's nice when you guys are here. You take me everywhere.
Oh. Are you all going somewhere this summer?
So usually, this would be the week for Mackinac, but we're not going this year, so. Because we went on the cruise. I took all the Fridays off again, and maybe we'll do something for a couple days.
I'll be mindful of that. I don't know that we have anything else going on these Fridays.
It doesn't matter, I'll be here this Friday.
I know, and I appreciate it, but I need to be more mindful of it, just like what I do with her for March. It doesn't. It's only a few weeks out of the year.
Well, you know, those aren't really castings.
I didn't see you because I'm scooted over there,
Oh, okay, because you're hiding behind your giant
which I have no control over, but I've gotten complaints about it. She's hiding from justice. I'm not hiding from justice. I didn't set up the courtrooms. What's going on?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm super.
Just wanted to come in and say
I told Ken I'm getting ready. It's 7:25. I look out the window. Animal control is driving by my house.
hi. Oh,
Not for me. I don't know why they were there, but
okay. I don't either. I just
that
called,
means somebody's working.
I just called Bob because I was talking about another case we had this morning, so. But he didn't say anything going on in your neighborhood, so.
So we're back on kitten watch. Oh, yeah. So no dog, but I do have a green light for 2 kittens still.
Oh.
I'm trying. I'll name them Peanut Butter and Jelly. I'll bring them to work and put them in a little basket.
Oh, that would be funny.
Cage for 'em.
Not a cage. I would just have them running loose in the courtroom.
Oh,
Okay.
What's the fine for, an dangerous dog
it's a
misdemeanor?
misdemeanor.
Range, because she asked
It's
me,
a
I'm like,
misdemeanor.
so up
It
to
is
345.
five,
Court's discretion.
what is it?
I would do 345. I
Okay.
usually do, unless there's something egregious. If there's a bite and there's a request for restitution.
Well, restitution TBD.
It's one of those, I've done enough of these, I feel like I should have a ballpark on that one. I did. I'm like, I don't know if that's like 500 or 200 or where that one is.
Unless there's something specific and there's repeated loose dog, or a previous bite,
And that's not this one.
or if it's
That's some of the other
if it's a
ones.
biting an Amazon guy or, some regular person biting a kid, I typically look at those differently, but just a regular nip or a nip of another dog.
Oh, can you talk?
Fines and costs. Well, let's find out who got bit. Oh, I don't like him. You know, here's what we're gonna do.
This is another messy dog like waiting up there for you.
No.
I know, sorry. I tried to.
Sorry, I'm moving so slow. I'm
No,
trying. These are-
My
these are
last one
tough.
is set for 10:20, just FYI.
Okay.
So-
Mr. Hadley, this life is a marathon, not a sprint, and we
And
need
if we get
to
her out
check
of here
with you.
before 5:30, she's doing great, right, Judge?
The shade.
That's not you, that's everybody else.
Mohammed, so we are going forward tomorrow. Am I the oldest trial? Will I be? I assume I
You're
can-
first. The criminal case goes first.
Oh,
Thank you for letting me know.
Wait, so did you hear about that from inside the building?
oh, from the detective I was calling to take care of police work while he was here, tied up, yeah. I was like, hey, I'm coming by the station. Can we look at that retail fraud we've been trying to do for like the last couple days? And he texted me back, I'm at court, text only, and I was like, it's 3:30. Are you not coming back then?
We were done at 5:05.
So, yeah.
Yeah, much,
So I
much.
did not take care of that other case yesterday, which is fine. It's not going.
No, we have to be done earlier today. Yes, Marlisa. I'm not taking any more cases. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. This, okay.
Today, I already let the prosecutor know about this one.
Okay. Mhm. This is 24 RP 03129, City of Romulus versus Victor Jefferson. Mr. Jefferson, if you would come forward all the way to this podium in the middle for me, please. Hi, how are you?
Good.
State your name for me.
Victor Jefferson.
Mr. Jefferson, today is the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing in your case. The court has received an agreement that you signed with the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that you'll plead responsible to the parking or vehicle storage zoning violation and pay a fine of $100. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the violation, will assess the fine of $100. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, I do. I'm not working, y'all. I just had a stroke, so I don't know how.
What you're able to do, Mr. Jefferson, before you leave today is stop downstairs and speak to our cashiers. They can set a payment plan for you, okay?
Thank you.
Anything else this morning?
That would be it.
Thank you very much. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, have you spoken with the prosecutor? Okay.
Yes, it gets to.
Next Friday morning.
Maybe works Thursday night, so she needs to come and sleep. So I have to be there at 6:30 in the morning. Because then when I get to bed, I'll be for 2 hours.
What are you gonna do with yourself?
No. Because Mom was really trying to be at 6:30. How's it go? How's 6 o'clock? You know. I was there this morning.
Why not?
Made my night. I couldn't sleep, I was so sick. It's a whole other week.
Wonderful problem to have.
So do you make your house do that? Yeah. Yeah. Lego went. And she had a 2-year-old.
Mhm.
She wants to. Mine was. Are you really? What's wrong with this?
This is 24 RP 02618, City of Romulus versus Shukat. Yes. Yes? Yes, not yet. Come forward to this podium in the middle for me, please, and state your name for the record.
Zishan Shukat.
Thank you. Sir, today was the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing in this case. The court has received a signed agreement between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that you plead responsible to unkempt premises will pay a fine of $100. Was that your understanding?
Yep. Yes.
Thank you. No, that was wonderful. Thank you. No, you're fine. Sir, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the unkempt premises will assess the fine of $100. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No.
5 days to pay. Anything else this morning?
No.
That concludes this matter. You have a good day. You're free to go.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What next you gonna get tobacco? I mean, what? My match, pretty down. I don't like this. Maybe I'll go with him, but he goes, because I guess some of the cucumber and so very compared to the bollocks. But you know what? Not rinse it off right out of your sink, you just, why not take it? Maybe with the breathalyzer, look at you. And then afterward, I'm like. Well, of course it makes me.
Don't sit down. Come forward for me, please. Thank you. These are 24 VB 01499 A and B. These are Van Buren Township versus J.C. Hodge Jr. Would you state your name for me, please?
J.C. Hodge Jr.
Thank you. Sir, today was the day and time scheduled for pre-hearing in these matters. The court has received an agreement signed between yourself and the prosecutor, Ms. Manarino, indicating that count B, the B file, the unlicensed domestic animal would be dismissed and that the animal at large, A file, would be set for an informal hearing. Was that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, the court has dismissed the B file and will set the A file animal at large for an informal hearing. That case will actually be scheduled with the magistrate, and court staff will mail notice to you. Are you still at the Amanda Drive address?
Yes.
Notice of that hearing date will be mailed to you at that address, okay?
Okay.
Anything else this morning?
No.
You're free to go. You have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it JC, legally JC, or JC something else?
Nope, that's legally JC.
Thank you.
I'm a junior. I got a third.
And how soon before the fourth JC?
I hope a few more years.
Thank you, sir.
what else are you doing? Putting on makeup on the baby and stuff? Well, I thought she really had some general knowledge. The name is just initials, I love it. I had an uncle that was the same way. His name was just initials. O period, B period. Nope.
What, don't you want them to use your advanced experience?
It makes it Mr. Hadley. I like how people work like that. A whole stack of cases.
These are 2-4 VB 00985 A, B, and C, Van Buren Township versus Jennifer Kroger.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Jennifer Kroger, who's coming to the podium and will be stating her name.
Jennifer Kroger.
Your Honor, we'll waive the formal reading on the misdemeanor ticket, and we are prepared when the court's ready to move forward.
Thank you. Because there is a criminal case involved, a misdemeanor case involved, the court will disclose on the record that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department, the Ordinance Department. He doesn't know anything about this case. He doesn't know that it's scheduled. Mr. Hadley, that disclosure having been made, are we still prepared to proceed?
Absolutely, Your Honor. We have no issue.
Thank you. Ms. Kroger, the court has received a signed agreement between Ms. Manarino, the prosecutor, and Mr. Hadley, an indication that you will be pleading guilty to a dangerous dog in the misdemeanor C file. That sentence will be delayed for a period of 3 months, and as long as you had no new criminal cases in the state of Michigan during those 3 months period of time, pay the restitution due to the person bitten for medical bills and pay costs assessed by the court, that the case would be reviewed for dismissal. Was that your understanding?
With the exception that there has been no restitution claimed or submitted, but yes, I think that was the only thing we didn't cover.
Restitution, it says to be determined.
Yes, to be determined. So basically saying that if he had a medical bill or something within the next 3 months, he would have to prosecute.
And would that help start the whole case back?
No.
Mine would just say that if he had a $200 urgent care visit.
And the indication was that the dog at large would be dismissed and presumed in that. Ms. Manarino, was that the unlicensed domestic animal would also be dismissed? It
Your
doesn't
Honor.
say on the paper.
Oh, sorry, both of the civil infractions are being dismissed, Your Honor. The stipulation was that if she has not obtained a dog license, that she do so within a week.
You gotta get your dog's license.
Right. Within a week, and how much is that?
$5.
It's $5, I thought it was more than that.
It's less.
Unless it's gone up in the last year, it's $5 at the clerk's office.
Okay.
I believe it's still the same, Your Honor.
It's still $5?
Yes, Judge, as far as I'm aware.
You think it's more than that, Ms. Kroger?
Googling it before I came in here and they said for Van Buren Township over the age of 3, I thought it said $150. But I mean, I might write it.
Over the age of 3?
Yes.
I had a 12-year-old dog. Her tags were $5 last year. That's why I'm saying unless it's changed within the last year, the tag was always that. Okay.
But $5 I can handle, but 180 or 150, I wouldn't be able to.
And Your Honor, I just confirmed with Ordinance Officer Cleaner, it is $5.
Okay. And Ms. Kroger, I don't know that it would matter to you, but they make the cutest little tags. They're in different shapes and different colors every year. That being the case, as far as the restitution, what will happen next is I'm sure Ms. Manarino will reach out to the person who was bitten and ask them to submit the medical bills. I'll also send a letter with our probation department to send a letter to that person and ask them to submit the bill, so it's not something that's outstanding for any extraordinary period of time.
And if a $200,000 medical bill shows up for a dog bite, you have a right to contest the dollar amount. We just aren't contesting whether or not money was in play. Understand that?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
If it is a $50,000 bill, again, you have, or any amount that you believe is extraordinary given the circumstances, you have a right to request a hearing and we will schedule you to come back here. But as far as this case is concerned today, the court accepts the plea of guilty as charged to the dangerous animal. Sentence is delayed pursuant to MCL 771.1 for a period of 3 months. The court will assess cost of $100. You pay the court $100 in the next 3 months, no new cases. And the case will be administratively reviewed for dismissal. Court's probation department will send a request for restitution, for proof of the requested restitution to the victim in this case. And if we receive anything, that of course will be forwarded to Mr. Hadley, who will get it over to you. And if you want to contest it. Otherwise, you'll need to pay it. Ms. Manarino, was there something you wanted to add in this matter?
I just had a correction to the statement I made on the record a moment ago, Your Honor. The dog license fee, so the ordinance officer cleaner corrected what he said. If the owner is a senior, it's $5. If the owner is not a senior, it's $10.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you, Ms.
But I think I've
Manarino.
only ever seen $5 ones, so I think that's why I thought the price was. So
That's
sorry
all we've
about that.
ever paid. That's why I thought that's what it was. So restitution to be determined, $100 in cost. Was there anything else?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Kroger?
No, just a timely manner of when or how I can pay it.
To pay the $100? Do you need a payment plan?
Yes.
Stop downstairs at the cashier's office. They'll be able to set a payment plan for you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great day. You're free to go.
And then if I hand you- Just regular ones. Okay.
$10.
Allegedly,
Yeah, let me do, I've got,
because it's the only thing I have left, so. I'm just-
is he out in the hallway?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This is 24RP02630OM, City of Romulus versus Peters.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley on behalf of Miss Alicia Peters, who will be stating her name for the record.
Alicia Peters.
Thank you, Ms. Peters. Today is the day and time scheduled for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. The court has received an agreement signed between Mr. Hadley and the prosecutor for the City of Romulus, Mr. Greco, indicating that there will be an added count of double parking with a fine of $180 and the misdemeanor matter will be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You have to say it.
Yeah.
And that's how you wish to resolve this case?
Yeah.
The court accepts your plea of responsible to the double parking, assesses a fine of $180, dismisses the misdemeanor file. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No.
5 days to pay on the double parking. Is there anything else, Mr. Hadley?
Not at all, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Ms. Peters?
No.
You're free to go. You have a good day. Thank you. This is 24VB015160N Van Buren Township versus Belleville Lodge LLC. Good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Sanam Shahjan.
Belleville Lodge. The court has received an agreement signed with the prosecutor, Ms. Manarino, indicating that this case will be adjourned for the defendants to retain counsel. Was that your understanding and agreement?
Yes,
You understand why you're unable to represent the LLC?
because an attorney is required to represent LLC in this matter.
That adjourned date will be
July 25th at 9:40.
July 25th at 9:40 a.m. back here in person in courtroom number 1. Notice of the new date and time will be mailed to you at the address on file with the court. Is there anything else this morning?
No. I just have a question. If we pay the ticket, how much is it to avoid like attorney coming and going
$180.
for 100,
180.
180?
Yes.
So if we pay the ticket is better than hire an attorney and all this cost, right?
It's not a question of better. It's a different way to resolve the case.
Okay.
We just talked to him and then discuss the issue and.
Make a decision on the best way to proceed.
But you won't discuss it.
I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. It's in the file.
But it's property, in here it tells you what the property address is. So we're looking at this. I think it is the, I think it's the bowl now, isn't it? No. North Shore Drive.
Oh, hold on one second.
Oh, yeah, North, yeah.
What's the number? I'm sorry, 45001. Red Roof Inn. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna work. And then, correct. Right.
These are 24RP 03656 and 24RP 00478. These are City of Romulus versus Hector Velasquez. Please come right to this podium and state your name for me, please.
Hector Noel Velasquez.
There's supposed to be 3 files. I'm missing one, sir. I think there's supposed to be 356. She gave me another one. There's 24RP 00478B. There's 24RP 027260N on the docket. And then I was handed this morning 24RP 03656. And they're all 3 listed on this plea form. Sir, the court has received an agreement signed between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that you will plead responsible to the 2726 file, which is vehicle parking violation. And the case that is in 3656, which is a parking or vehicle storage violation with fines of $180 in each of the files, so 360 total, with a dismissal of the misdemeanor. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
The court accepts your plea of responsible as indicated, will assess the $180 in each of the 2 files. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that $360?
Actually, I think I paid yesterday, so I'm not sure.
That's what,
Yeah.
you paid something. I'm going to look and see what that was.
I pay 180 for this court or for what they call warning, a bond, and then I pay a couple tickets. I pay almost $2,000
Yesterday?
yesterday, yeah.
I'm looking, are you looking at 2726?
I'm looking at 478B.
478B is the one that's being dismissed. That's the misdemeanor that's being dismissed. So in 2724. The misdemeanor case 478B had been in warrant status for failure to appear. There had been a bond posted of $150. That will be applied to any balance you owe the court. And if you don't owe any money, that will be refunded to you. I'm trying to find out what happened to 24RP 02726.
Can you send it?
You paid yesterday, so of the two cases that you pled responsible to today, one of them was paid yesterday. 24RP 02726ON, which was vehicle parking, was paid yesterday of $180. That case was taken off of, was removed from the docket, but there's a plea of responsible, so that will be closed out. So the remaining file was this 3656, which was the second civil infraction that you were pleading to this morning. So the $150 from the misdemeanor case is able to be applied to this case, taking the $180 down to $30, if I'm following right. I'm just making our record clear, and I want to be sure that you're clear that it's not $360, it's the $30. The file will say 180, but when the bond transfers from the misdemeanor file to the civil infraction file, if that makes sense to you.
So what, so that means they owe me a balance or I owe a balance?
Correct. They owe, the bond from the misdemeanor file, the 150 will be put on the 180 file. So you don't owe 180, you owe $30 on it.
Well, I paid 180 yesterday, that's what I'm saying.
You had 3 cases. You pay, and this morning you pled to 2 of them responsible for $180 each. So the $180 that you paid yesterday took care of one of the ones you pled to this morning. The second 180 civil infraction, you have $150 posted in the misdemeanor case that has been dismissed as part of your plea agreement with the prosecutor. That 150 will be moved over to this 180.
Okay.
So it's not 180, it will be 30, if that makes sense. We're on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Velasquez?
So at this point, I go back there to the cashier and try to tell them I owe $30 or they owe me $30. That's the question.
You owe 30.
I owe $30, okay.
You owe 30,
So
but
go- So go down there and pay?
Give me about 5 minutes.
Okay.
You're all set with me. Thank you, sir.
You want to wait for you here or just go?
No. Thank you. Is it confusing?
Well, no, it started out with where you can't.
Okay. Because I reviewed the file yesterday, and between the time I reviewed it and the time we took the bench this morning, he paid it and they pulled it, which is what made it semi-confusing. Semi, but not really. Ms. Rogers? Would you come forward to this podium in the middle for me, please? This is 24RP028670N. This is City of Romulus versus Mary Rogers. State your name for me, please.
Mary Rogers.
Ms. Rogers, this case was scheduled for pre-hearing this morning. The court has received an agreement signed between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that this case is being dismissed. Was that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
The case is hereby dismissed. Is there anything else this morning?
No, thank you.
You have a great day. Thank you. These are 24R007656A, B, and C. These are City of Romulus versus Mohammed Saad. Would you come forward to this podium in the middle for me, please? Good morning. State your name, sir.
Mohammed Saad.
Sir, these cases were scheduled for pre-hearing this morning. The court has received an agreement signed between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that you'll be pleading responsible to the A file, which is a violation of technical requirements, in the B and C files will be dismissed. There will be a fine of $180. Was that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
The court accepts your plea of responsible, assesses the fine of $180 in the A file. The B and C files are dismissed. Do you need more than 5 days to pay the $180?
No, I'll pay it.
Give her maybe 5-10 minutes. The file will be downstairs. You can pay down there and that will resolve the case. Anything else?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day. So I received a message from Jack asking about the status of the cases. I advised him that the primary lead case is still scheduled to proceed. It's just funny because it's ridiculous. But
I'm going to go look at the problem. The jury instructions you were supposed to be here before.
5 or 6 left? Woo-hoo.
Sure depends, sometimes depending on people need, sometimes I'll do a meeting with somebody, explain how to do stuff. If you really want an attorney to represent you. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, not here, let me just.
When the judge comes out, just take care.
Oh, yeah, take care. My ball up there yet? Do better than me, brother.
Yeah, I'll show you one if you want to see balls.
Yeah, we do have a name and number. We do have set up, so we do have set up payment plan. Down here, man. We'll give you a piece of it. On that same page. Yeah, it's got it in the spot. Is it a long process? It's a pain. Is it expensive? Usually for felonies, I've been able to get it done for less than $1,000. The problem usually is the processing time with the Michigan State Police. The way it works, where would your case go out of? Oh, it's my case was Charles and federal conviction. Yeah, totally different situation. Actually, I got a guy you can speak with. That's different. The laws I'm talking about are only from Michigan State law. The federal conviction, maybe shorter, maybe longer. I've got all federal cases.
Well, I got your number now.
Well, I'll send you. I got a buddy, like, so I had a previous client of mine who just picked up a bank robbery case. Yeah, I don't do federal criminal defense, so I figured something else. I mean, I think it's not that different, but it's a lot of the same client. So my partner and I figured out you can't get halfway through. We did, we got it through, but, I think he lost money on the case probably because folks teaching, I mean, we weren't going to be wrong. We were very terrified of making that mistake, but good confidence as the state court. So we had to read. But in studying, you know, I'm a motion dismissed. Actually, federal civil litigation. So no criminal, the only cases that we federally are very, very, very limited. So like one area of like plaintiff side litigation, excessive use of force by police, or full use of punishment. So even within that area, somebody calls like, hey, I want to sue Ford Motor Company, blah, 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 bank. Not go to the court and then it's like, it's gotta be this area. It's kind of like having a, you don't have a plumber or something like this. And you know, he may look like he knows what he's doing for a second, to figure out quickly, once he's left, then he might not know what he was doing. Pretty fair assessment on getting the wrong attorney to do the wrong area of law. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, you sure will. How hard could it be? I see here, all my property, my ex-wife. Oh, sorry. Some are go back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, she's waiting to see if there's a couple more coming in. Yours is just a dismissal. Okay.
Yes, Grace. We'll get her out.
What's that? Does it ever get loud here? Quiet. It's not always that way. Hey, what's the name? Mark. Where did you go? There's three of them. Yeah. Yeah, they got all big signs in our house. Yeah, sign there. Yeah. The signs don't go. They look the sign and they screw with that. Red mark. At least I can get this country straightened out. Right. We got folks at Portland.
This is 24 RP 02987, City of Romulus versus Janice Daniels. Ms. Daniels, come all the way up to this podium in the middle for me, please. State your name.
Janice Daniels.
Ms. Daniels, this case was scheduled for a pre-hearing this morning. The court has received an agreement signed between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that this case is to be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
This case is dismissed. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you. Sorry for. There's no such, there's no confusion.
Poor Mr. Hadley's run in too many different directions this morning, Judge.
That never happens. What are you talking
I know,
about?
that's, yeah, I'm surprised it even faces them anymore.
I think the codifying of some of the previous misdemeanors and civil infractions. So, yeah,
He said recodified? Really?
Break it up.
Seriously? This is what we're doing now?
get those law school words out today. Your Honor.
The big words.
Trying to get his money's worth, Judge.
It's a preview. We're going to show tomorrow, right?
I wish I was free tomorrow. I'd come watch.
These are 24 VB 01451 A and B. These are Van Buren Township versus Jacob Hickson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, MIDC, appearing on behalf of Mr. Jacob Hickson. I'm sorry, I cut off Ross.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Mandarin on behalf of the people.
And please state your name for the record. Jacob Hickson.
Thank you, Mr. Hickson. Take your hands out of your pockets for me. Today, thank you. Today is the day and time scheduled for the arraignment, pretrial and pre-hearing in these matters. The court has received an agreement signed between Mr. Hadley and the prosecutor, Ms. Manarino, an indication that the B file civil infraction of unlicensed domestic animal would be dismissed and that you will be pleading guilty to the dangerous dog misdemeanor with a stipulation of restitution of $1,150 due to the assuming victim, the child that was attacked by the dog.
No, Your Honor, if I may.
Oh,
Sorry, I
go-
didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the restitution is for the storage and euthanasia of the animal, so that will be paid to Van Buren Township. Van Buren Township had stored the dog at the city of Wayne, now it's at the city of Romulus, so we fronted those bills, so that restitution will be paid to the township.
Thank you. That was not clear on
Thank you,
the
Judge.
form. No worries. Mr. Hickson, before we proceed any further into this case, I want to advise you that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency. My husband's not involved in the day-to-day operations of the animal control or the public safety department. He doesn't know anything about this case. He doesn't know that it even exists or has been scheduled. Mr. Hadley is aware of this relationship. Mr. Hadley, are we?
We have no issue whatsoever with that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hickson, would you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may put your hand down. Sir, you've had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Hadley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes.
And after having that conversation, sir, is your desire this morning, desire is probably too strong a word, is your intention this morning to plead guilty to the dangerous dog misdemeanor?
Yes.
And sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
Yes? You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor?
Yes.
And sir, you're doing this, entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way or promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Hickson, is it true that on May the 19th, 2024 in Van Buren Township, you had a dangerous dog? The citation indicates that the dog attacked a child and the township is seeking to have the dog destroyed.
Yes.
Are you satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Hadley?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Hickson, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the dangerous dog. The civil infraction for the unlicensed dog has already been dismissed. Mr. Hadley, is there anything you'd like to say before fines and costs are imposed in this matter?
Briefly, Your Honor. Again, this was obviously a pretty tragic situation, unfortunate situation for the family at whole. Mr. Hickson is the father of 9, what we said? 8, my apologies, 8 children at home. Again, not a criminally minded situation. Again, this could have been obviously much more tragic and worse than it was. We're thankful it wasn't, but as the court's mentioned, the dog's been euthanized. The family's gone through a lot, I guess is my point, Your Honor. This has been difficult for them all. He is working, but obviously finances are difficult for a family that large, and we just ask the court to humbly consider that when fashioning your sentence today.
Thank you, Mr. Hadley. Mr. Hickson, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf, sir?
I don't think so, no.
The court will impose the following. There is a fine of $100. There's cost of $100. There's $75 mandatory crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee. That's $345 in fines and costs. The parties have a stipulation restitution of $1,150. That is due to Van Buren Township. The plea form again indicated that the defendant does not contest the dog being euthanized. Mr. Hickson, the court heard Mr. Hadley put forth your financial situation. You may stop downstairs and speak to the collections department. They are able to set a payment plan for you in this matter. Mr. Hadley, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor. I think just that I've recently become aware of a new program that Judge Oakley and I think Avery have been working on for members of the community to sometimes convert fines into skilled labor to kind of try to help out with some of our other elderly citizens in the community. I just want to make a record to say that if that's available, my client's indicated that he would like to give back and be able to help in some way in lieu of some of those fines. Just want to make a record.
Thank you. Mr. Hickson, that is a possibility. The person in the probation department is Avery Taylor. It is for every hour of community service, it will reduce the fines and costs by $15. You, of course, have an absolute right to speak to Mr. Taylor and explore those options. Or if you don't do that today, on the court's website, the community enrichment, I think is what they call the program, is available. And Mr. Hadley, so the record is in fact complete. Mr. Hickson has some other outstanding matters with the court, financial matters where he owes $1,356 on some previous Van Buren Township and Belleville citations going back to 2021, failing to display a license, child restraint, improper lane, et cetera, et cetera. Mr. Hickson, when you make arrangements for today's case, you may make arrangements for these other outstanding matters. Is there anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much for letting us know about that so we can get them all bundled together here and taken care of.
Thank you. Mr. Hickson, good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Manalino.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you. These are 24RP01972 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Means.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of defendant Mites Means, who is coming to the stand and will be placing his name on the record.
Morning. My name is Mites Means.
Good morning, Mr. Means. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Today was the day and time scheduled for the adjourned pretrial in these matters. The court has received from the prosecutor and Mr. Hadley a signed agreement, sir, that the animal abandonment, which is the B file, would be dismissed, and you'd be pleading to responsible to the added count of double parking in the A file and paying a fine of $180. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
The court accepts your plea of responsible in the A file. Will dismiss the misdemeanor charge in that case, assess a fine of $180 and dismiss the B file outright. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay the $180?
No.
Are you able to pay it today?
Yes.
Give Marianne 5-10 minutes. The file will be downstairs. Is there anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, not at all, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Means? Good luck to you, sir. You're free to go. Have a good day.
And thank you. Appreciate it. Your Honor, I believe that's all of them. I can see.
There's, oh, I was gonna say there's one more. If that's not you.
There's civil infractions.
There's no more misdemeanors. Okay.
Not just. Did he say it's not?
If you have a minute, Mr. Hadley, I want to do one thing and then
Absolutely.
thank you.
Actually, I want to see what this.
Mr. Hudson, come forward to this podium in the middle for me, please. This is 24 RP 02731, City of Romulus versus Marvin Hudson. State your name for me, sir. Mr. Hudson, this case was scheduled today for pre-hearing. The court has received a signed agreement between yourself and the prosecutor, Mr. Greco, indicating that this case is to be, that you are to plead responsible to littering and pay a fine of $25. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
The court accepts your plea of responsible, assesses the fine of $25. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yeah, I need more than 5 days.
I'm sorry, you say yes, what?
Yes, I need more than 5 days.
Then how long do you need, Mr. Hudson?
I don't know. How soon I want.
Still have warrants?
How soon are you want?
Can we, if 30 days, would that be sufficient?
Yeah, 30 days.
30 days to pay. You're free to go, sir. Have a good day. Do you need what, sir? No, you don't, there's no paper you get, sir. Oh, you can pay downstairs at the clerk's office or you can go online and pay. Yes, sir. Thank you. Is there some show and tell?
Getting it out of the way, so I'm not wasting the court's time tomorrow.
Are you being funny?
No, I'm serious. I'm terrible at technology. If you've never seen me, it's-
This is Jeff Bowditch. Oh, wait.
I'm actually probably about as bad.
I know.
Okay.
That's funny.
Let's see if this-
It's up on the screens.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
You can see it, right?
I can see it.
Okay.
See if this works. For my burden of proof chart.
There's just nothing up.
Yeah, that's what we're showing. You don't have.
Mine, no,
Are you
mine's
on?
not.
It's on the one up here.
I can see
Your
it.
little chart.
Yeah, so you got,
Yeah. Oh, wait, it just left.
I just took it off because I'm trying to figure out
Oh,
why
okay.
it's not.
Why yours isn't working? Yep, they're working in here.
okay, so if I pause the slideshow,
No,
Is it showing on?
it's on these three, yeah.
It's not showing for me. I don't know.
Oh. Huh.
I wonder if it's,
Oh, no, that's.
so they don't need to see that because they're gonna have those TVs in front of them anyways.
Yeah, well,
for
and
the-
Ken usually turns that one on when you do Wi-Fi,
It's,
but the court can't see it.
it's not, I'll watch it from here.
I'm almost.
I
positive-
can't figure out why it's not running right here right now.
You
but
won't
I'm not-
care, you know what this is anyway. It's
You're
just a
familiar with the
demo,
burden of proof?
it's just a demonstrative for the burden of proof. Something to look at the end of the
Because
trial.
jurors like pictures, Judge.
It's in color.
Yeah. It's.
And
it's
it's
a
it's a building slide, so it's like,
Well, you don't want to ruin the surprise for her tomorrow.
well, but I mean, it's one of those be like, just put it up there. Plus, when I do it on my computer, the other person can't grab it.
I was just in my office working on this because it's on the tablets.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized I spelled somebody's name wrong and I have to go in there and fix that.
So I don't think it's too much. I think you can read it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's the reason, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, I know sometimes we do this. So sometimes we do these, it's like question of fact. Okay, so starting there, there's nothing to look at.
And then you're filling in.
Filling in. That's it.
That's cute.
It's just something to do. at
To
the
be
end of
like,
it.
here are all the ways you find them not guilty, but here's the tiny little. one you
It's the
find them
mock
guilty.
trial nerd in me that says if you don't have some kind of demonstrative at some point.
Yeah.
Did you really prep the night before? But last time I used the burden proof chart, it was like the physical one.
Mhm.
And the prosecutor went right back on the table, took it back out, and used the chart. I'm like, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it didn't really sweat me once, except that they grabbed my exhibit, and I think the jury's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just,
know?
Josh has other things to do.
no, I don't. Actually, I'm thinking to myself, in 27 years of practice, I've had 2 jury trials, period.
I've only done. I've had a bunch of felony ones that are always set to go
The
and get
last-
magically pled.
The last jury trial I had was the Sumter trial that I was the special prosecutor on. May. Is that the question? Because it was it was between an elected official and someone running for office. And so since I knew none of the folks, Rob asked me to handle it.
Oh, okay. You see, I was.
Yes, I was like, why did Sumter need a special prosecutor?
What I think's going on,
Uh-huh.
I think this is a teaching case. I think that they.
Mm-mm.